isn't it?
Mhm. All right. And we are live. Welcome to the fourth annual KohOscars, first televised if you want to go the technical route. But yeah, this is going to be super exciting. I am here with my co-host, Cody Newberry. How are you? How are you excited to finally announce the awards?
Yeah, pretty excited. This is better than the last 3 years because I'm involved. So I'm excited. It's kind of a neat approach. I just finished my Oscar ballot for the actual night, so I'm all in Oscar mode right now. So it's pretty exciting. So some interesting picks,
Absolutely.
some not so interesting picks. So yeah, we'll get into that.
Absolutely. This is the first year where you all were allowed to actually vote on them. I want to give a quick shout out to our nominating committee of Ken McMillan, Paul Yama, Chance Ellison, Cody, myself, Brooklyn, Jake, Jim Green. Tim Smith was there for a minute. But yeah, it was a great time. Great time coming up with these nominees. The process was super fun. And now we finally get to hear what your choices are for the best of the year in film. Take it away, Cody, with the first category.
All right, first one is in Best Post Credit Scene, and the nominees were Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Infinity War, Crazy Rich Asians, Deadpool 2, Paddington 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And your winner, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Um, I feel like this was a bit of a runaway hit in this category. Once a couple people started voting for it, it kind of became a bit of a runaway hit over like Infinity War or Deadpool 2. But it's a good post
Yeah,
credit scene.
yeah. Robert Parker disagrees with it, but you know what? Who cares what he thinks?
Ooh, strong words coming from you. All right. Our next category is Best Soundtrack, the category dedicated to the songs of a movie that don't count for score. And the nominees are Black Panther, Blind Spotting, Bohemian Rhapsody, Creed 2, Ready Player One, Spider Man Into the Spider Verse, and A Star is Born. And the KohOscar goes to Spider Man Into the Spider Verse, to the shock and surprise of no one.
I'm shocked. I'm
Really?
not happy. I think Stars Born. I think Stars Born has a better overall
That's true.
soundtrack.
I think A Star is Born
Uh,
and Bohemian Rhapsody were strong contenders in this category. This is the
Even Creed
strongest
2.
year. And Creed 2. I think this was the strongest year for best soundtrack ever for like the 4 years that I've been doing this. So Spider-Man walking away with it, I think, is a solid pick, and I'm not upset at all. Um, I think I cast my vote for Bohemian Rhapsody just because it's Queen, but um, but I think
Just a
overall,
Uh, just basically, I voted for the Queen's Greatest Hit album
basically,
for the soundtrack.
basically.
All right, your next category, Best Ensemble, and the nominees are Avengers: Infinity War, Bad Times at the El Royale, Black Panther, Blind Spotting, Crazy Rich Asians, Mission Impossible: Fallout, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and your winner, Avengers: Infinity War. Are we shocked? Not
Not
really.
really. I mean, the second place in this race was like 12-5, so like it was far and away Infinity War's award to win because of just the amount of superheroes that we'd like grown to love on screen together. So I understand it. Personally, I voted for Bad Times with the El Royale, but that's obviously just me.
What a
Apparently,
shocker.
I know. What a shock. All right. Next category is Best Stunts, and the nominees are Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, Creed 2, Hotel Artemis, Mission Impossible Fallout, The Night Comes for Us, and Skyscraper. And the KohOscar goes to Mission Impossible Fallout, to the to the screams and cries of nobody. Uh,
No, that I mean, he shattered his ankle. Um, that I will argue that bathroom scene is probably one of the best action sequences of the past couple of years. That scene with Henry Cavill was amazing. So it doesn't surprise me that Mission Impossible Fallout won. The rest of them you could have just said green screened. I think Creed 2 had a really good shot because those boxing sequences, he took some shots. So, yeah, absolutely. My turn to go next. Do you have anything else to say?
Yep.
Okay, you're a little
Okay,
quiet,
go ahead.
so just make sure.
Go ahead.
Best visual effects. And the nominees are Annihilation, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers: Infinity War, First Man, Paddington 2, Ready Player One, and Solo: A Star Wars Story. And your winner, Avengers: Infinity War, to the shock of no one. It's probably going to win at the Oscars this year. Makes sense why it wins this year. It will be Marvel's probably, well, they could win a couple more, but I'm thinking this will be one of the first Oscars that the MCU takes home, and it took it home here.
Absolutely. My prediction from like 3 years ago was that whether Infinity War's visual effects were trash or not, it would win the award just as a symbolism of like 10 years of filmmaking. They have to give it to the MCU in that category at least, because that's where the MCU has always been nominated. And it being here, winning again makes sense. It's going to win tomorrow night too. So I think it was the best visual effects of the year. How can you deny Thanos? Thanos was so well done. But yeah.
Yep. Fantastic.
All right. Our next category is best sound design, because here we merge editing and mixing into one category. And the nominees are Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, Halloween, Mission Impossible Fallout, A Quiet Place, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and A Star is Born. And the KohOscars go A Quiet Place. Quiet Place probably going to win best sound editing, and Bohemian Rhapsody win mixing tomorrow night. But like the reason why it's together, there's not much of a difference between like creating sound and then merging existing sounds with what's there. So it all works together.
I bet there's some sound people that get really pissed off with you saying that, but I'm 100% with you on that. I think it could literally be listed as a team, and just like producers and everybody else, they all go up together. I think it's fine. But apparently that's not okay. I like that we do it once. Quiet Place, the little bit of sound that they get, like that just shows how crazy they made the sounds stand out so much when it does happen. So it was my vote. It was by far my vote. Halloween was a surprising one for me, but that's just me.
And shouts out to second place, Bohemian Rhapsody, second place in this category.
You did Queen really proud, guys. Okay. So the next category is best hair and makeup, because we're not like the Oscars. We nominate more people than what they do. And your nominees are Bad Times at the El Royale, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, look at that stash, Destroyer, The Favorite, Suspiria, and Vice. And your winner, Vice.
Not really a shock. I mean, it's probably going to win tomorrow night too.
They
made everyone look old.
Yeah, I just think everybody looks at that and be like, "That didn't look like Christian Bale. That's a win." But like, I made it halfway through that movie, and I was just blah. I will say the most standout is the makeup. And his performance. His performance and the makeup are really strong. The rest of the movie, nowhere near a Best Picture nominee it should have been.
I agree with that 100%, but I do think this was the correct-ish choice to win.
Yeah,
I would
it's the correct of hair and makeup. Yeah.
Yeah. I might have leaned slightly more towards Black Panther or Bohemian Rhapsody, but Vice had a good run.
Maybe Nicholas Hoult in The Favorite, looking as makeup as he was. I give a little credit for that.
Maybe. All right, the next category is Best Costume Design, and the nominees are Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, Crazy Rich Asians, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, The Favorite, and Mary Poppins Returns. And the KohOscars goes to Black Panther. Probably what's going to win tomorrow night also.
Favorite. Yes, they had some cool costumes, but guess what? His main costume was CGI. Get on my level. Okay. I'm sorry. I just have a bone to pick with that. All right.
I understand.
Just crazy. Me and Jacob London are going to go back and forth on Black Panther not deserving an Oscar now. But best original song, All the Stars. The nominees are All the Stars, Black Panther. It's All Right, A Star is Born. Maybe It's Time, A Star is Born. Shallow, A Star is Born. Sunflower, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Suspirium from Suspiria, whatever. And when a cowboy trains his spurs for wings, the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, just for Henry Sanchez. And your winner, Shallow, Stars Born. Duh.
That was obviously probably going to win the most. I think what was more fun was seeing all the extra songs that got nominated by having 7 instead of 5. So like 3 A Star is Borns and no Mary Poppins, I thought was a great slap in the face to Mary Poppins soundtrack, which I think is just okay. So yeah, seeing 3 songs from A Star is Born was awesome, but Shallow's the correct choice, I think. Sunflower had a lot of love. It was a very close second place, but I think a song needs to be understandable.
I think once you watch A Star is Born, the song carries more weight than just normal. So
true. All right. Next category is Best Original Score. And the nominees are Alan Silvestri, Avengers Infinity War. Ludwig Göransson, Black Panther. Ludwig Göransson, Creed 2. Justin Hurwitz, First Man. Nicholas Bertel, If Beale Street Could Talk. Marco Beltrami, A Quiet Place. And John Powell, Solo, A Star Wars Story. And the KohOscar goes to Ludwig Göransson, Black Panther. I think this is probably going to win Best Original Score tomorrow night also. The music when they get to Wakanda is like...
I guarantee it's going to be If Beale Street Can Talk for tomorrow. But that's just my opinion on it. I like Creed 2's score better from Ludwig on that movie than Black Panther, but I get why people are voting for it. But yeah, I could see either way. But I definitely think it's Beale Street. It just came to our theater, and I was able to see it, and that score is crazy. It's crazy good. I'm with Lucas finally on that one. All right, next one. Best production design, and your nominees are Avengers: Infinity War, Bad Times at the El Royale, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, and Hereditary. And your winner, Black Panther.
Black Panther kind of going on a bit of a sweep here of some of the more technical ones, and I think that's probably the correct area for it to win in. Like the Wakanda sets, the costumes of like the tribal people.
What a shocker. It didn't get any acting nominations at the normal Oscars. It wouldn't get any real big Oscars here. I just don't... I get the production design. Like, I understand people's viewpoint, but I feel like Infinity War did more. Like, because they had bigger things to work with. So they already gave us Wakanda again in Infinity War. So it's like they took what was in Black Panther and just magnified it to bigger scales. So that's why I voted for Infinity War, but I understand. I also love Bad Times of the El Royale. Like, their setup is insane in that movie. Like, just how it interweaves. It's crazy.
Absolutely. The set in that one, I think, is a very underrated production design of just like the hotel and the sets and everything. The cars, how they make everything look like late 60s, early 70s. So I voted for it because it was the most notable production design in my eyes. But yeah.
Plus, you love that movie.
That's true. The next category is Best Film Editing, the category that the Oscars threw out and brought back. The nominees are American Animals, Avengers Infinity War, Bohemian Rhapsody, Green Book, Roma, Searching, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And the KohOscar goes to Searching. Fair. I mean, it's the most unique movie of the year. It deserves to walk away with something. I think that was probably the best category for it to walk away with so far. I probably would have cast my vote towards Bohemian Rhapsody, but...
I personally vote for everything of Bohemian Rhapsody for Jim Green, and I also voted for film editing for Bohemian Rhapsody for the simple fact that Paul Oyama, this random guy on the internet, decided to vote for it because he hates it. So that's why I did it.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah, I also love the Oscars. Like, we're gonna not do this, but oh, never mind, we're gonna do it. Along with this category, best cinematography. Once wasn't there, now it's back because the outcry. And the nominees are Annihilation, Black Panther, The Favorite, First Man, Hereditary, Roma, and A Star Is Born. And your winner, by no shock of anybody, Roma.
Roma, black and white movie, got the nomination, got the win. It makes sense to me. I personally voted for Matthew Libatique for A Star Is Born because I think the concert scenes are phenomenal. But also Roma. Roma's great.
That's the whole thing about Roma. I think it has a very unique approach, and it can connect with a lot of people. It didn't connect with me, but the whole viewpoint is I think it's more of a beautiful piece than a cohesive, like, gripping story for me. So I expected it to win cinematography because it's probably the best shot looking movie of this year. I agree with Stars Born on that option too, but it was never going to win.
Absolutely. All right, this is the most absurd category. This is the weakest category of the year, and we're going to cover it because Cody got his favorite remake reboot in the discussion and didn't vote for it. The nominees are remake reboot.
I did vote for it.
Did you? I thought you didn't. All right, the nominees for best remake reboot. Best remake reboot. The nominees are Bumblebee, Christopher Robin, The Predator, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, A Star Is Born, Suspiria, and Venom. And the KohOscar goes to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It was actually a really shockingly close race. When I talk about the tiebreakers, like Wednesday, there's 2 votes cast at the last minute that broke basically every tie that we had. This was one of the ones that got broken in that tiebreaker. It's literally 51-49 between Spider-Man and Star Is Born. And it went the way I wouldn't have preferred, but I understand it. Also, why the hell is Venom nominated?
Is what? Venom?
Why is Venom nominated?
Predator? Why is Predator?
You put Predator on.
So the funny thing is, the back and forth between, I was just like, we have to have 7. So I was like, I'm doing Predator because at least it's going to be on the nomination list. It will never win. But I think it was the strongest 2 of a reboot remake because Spider-Man and Star Is Born are 2 titans. And to come down to it, because it definitely, as we can see, A Star Is Born and Spider-Verse pops up everywhere. This is like the first one that they really almost have to go head-to-head with. And it looked like Spider-Man edged it out, which is not a shocker in this community, really, that Spider-Man wins. But Star Is Born is. I came out of that movie meh, and when I watched it again, it was way better.
I agree.
The next one. Really wish I got to nominate the one, but I already did those, I think, the first time. So, best sequel: Avengers: Infinity War, Creed 2, Halloween, Incredibles 2, Mission Impossible Fallout, Paddington 2, and Ralph Breaks the Internet. And your winner, Avengers: Infinity War.
I personally wouldn't have wanted I didn't really want this one to win here. I wanted best sequel to go to like a non-superhero movie like Creed 2 or Fallout or Paddington 2, something like that, because there is a category specifically for the comic book movies. But if it's the best sequel, it's the best sequel. You can't really help it.
Yeah, I already voted at the time, but when I didn't get a chance to see Ralph Breaks the Internet for the first time, and when I watched it, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's almost better than the first one, but it's pretty close in my book. Closer than what I think Incredibles 2 came, for me, personally. But still, fantastic movie. So, yeah, Avengers, I figured it was going to win. It's 10 years. It literally is what people are still talking about today. So, it makes sense.
All right. The next category, best comic book movie, with 1 non-comic book movie in the running. Thank you, Mr. Newberry. The nominees are Ant-Man and the Wasp, Aquaman, Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2, Incredibles 2, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And the KohOscar goes to Avengers Infinity War. Not a shock at all.
Listen, Incredibles 2 may not be a comic book movie, but it's based on the Fantastic Four, and this is Venom didn't get in because of this, so I appreciate that. Because what else would you have put there? Aquaman?
Teen Titans go to the movies.
Get out of my face. I'm really surprised Spider-Verse didn't do you know the vote count on that one? How close those two were?
I do not know it off the top of my head. I could look.
That's fine. No, you're fine. But I was just wondering if you already had
it would have to be 50-50 in my mind, because Spider-Verse is a literal comic book come to life, and Infinity War is a literal comic book come to life in a different way. So it's two definitions of comic book. One, the more grandiose crossover book, and one, the more outlandish Spider-Man story comic book. And both play it extremely well. So I think I would have swung Spider-Verse, but Infinity War winning is nothing to be upset about.
Yeah. All right. Best animated feature. Incredibles 2. Isle of Dogs. Mary and the Witchflower. Witch's Flower. Not Witchflower. Miria. The Night is Short. Walk On Girl. Ralph Breaks the Internet. And Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And your winner. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It was nearly unanimous. There were two contrarian votes for Isle of Dogs and Incredibles 2. One vote for each, and the rest were all Spider-Verse. So it was nearly it was a landslide.
I bet Boatman voted for Isle of Dogs.
Or Nazario.
Yeah, that's true.
But Mary and the Witch's Flower and The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. No idea what they are, but Paul got them in because we had to go to 7, and he was the only person to nominate, so they just fit in. This one, I am super excited to announce Best Cameo, and the nominees are Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Stan Lee, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Stan Lee, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Ross Marquand, Avengers Infinity War, Brad Pitt, Deadpool 2, Ray Park and Sam Witwer, Solo, A Star Wars Story, and The X-Men, Deadpool 2. And the KohOscar goes to Stan Lee, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 4 years of this category existing, and he wins his first one today posthumously. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about him finally winning. Because everyone that I did it with, these awards with before, would always go contrarian, and the winners in the past were Jimmy Fallon for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Bruce Willis for Split, and then I think last year was Taika Waititi for Thor Ragnarok, which I feel like is a supporting actor and not even a cameo. But anyway, I'm very happy Stanley finally has his KohOscar, as it were.
All right. Okay. So we're doing Best Original Screenplay. And your nominees are Bad Times at the El Royale, 8th Grade, First Reformed, Green Book, A Quiet Place, and Searching, and Sorry to Bother You. And your winner, Bo Burnham for 8th Grade. I saw this movie. Meh for me, but I can see somebody that just around like Caleb's age or somewhere just growing, like just in their early 20s, that this movie might resonate way more with them than it does for me, because I'm an old fart. But again, I was a fan of Bo Burnham when he debuted on YouTube, so it's kind of excited to see him. I mean, he didn't get nominated, did he?
No, he didn't get the Oscar nom, but he won the Writers Guild Award. So
yeah, so that's pretty cool that he actually is transitioning to film, and he did a really good job. It just wasn't for me.
That's right. I agree that he did a great job. I think the screenplay is the strongest part of the film, especially like with the dialogue and how he nailed how 8th graders talk. So him winning makes sense. Personally, it was not the one I would have voted for of the bunch, because I think Searching is a really good mystery story. Sorry to Bother You is another really strong one. Bad Times, another strong mystery. Basically everything in here, with the exception of First Reformed, since I haven't seen it, is a good like original story. It was a stacked year for original screenplay this year. And I think Eighth Grade winning shows the strength of Bo Burnham's writing. And now over to its counterpart, Best Adapted Screenplay. And the nominees are Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Burning, A Simple Favor, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and A Star is Born. And the KohOscar goes to Charlie Wachtel, David Rabinowitz, Kevin Wilmot, and Spike Lee for Black Klansman. It's gonna win the actual Oscar tomorrow. So
You're not big on
makes
this
sense.
movie either, so
I'm not huge on this movie. I'm not on the Spike Lee Black Klansman high. I think it's good.
I like the thing in your blog post that you still have the Simple Favor as your top, the top part, but it's not the witty. Like it's
True.
funny. It's just I know that was one of your top movies of
That
the
was
year.
my vote. My vote was A Simple Favor.
Yeah, so I mean it makes sense. Again, it's going to be weird because Black Klansman for me, I really enjoyed that movie, but to see what it actually takes home at the Oscars is going to be interesting because I think last time I checked, the predictions was Roma like 25% of chances of taking it, and Spike Lee is at 20. So for him never to take one and him to take it tomorrow over Alfonso Cuarón is going to be insane for me. But yeah.
I think he's going to win something, and I think he'll win for writing rather than directing or producing because it's an easier race for him.
True. And I'm so excited I get to get this one out. Best director, we have the nominees are Ryan Coogler, Black Panther, Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born, Drew Goddard, Bad Times at the El Royale, John Krasinski, A Quiet Place, Yorgos Lanthimos, The Favorite, Spike Lee, Black Klansman, Anthony and Joe Russo, Avengers Infinity War, and your winner, Yorgos for The Favorite. So
Yorgos Lanthimos, three-way tie with Spike Lee and the Russo brothers. Wednesday, last ballot came in favor of Yorgos, giving him his first KohOscar, first nomination, first win for Yorgos Lanthimos at the KohOscars. So,
yeah, this movie I rewatched it. I love it. I heard of the other. I think I read Jacob or whatever said it was a little out there. I think that's why I like Yorgos so much because I am more of like a traditional film watcher. Like I don't want wild and kooky stuff, but his approach is like the only one that I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with what you're doing. Keep doing your crazy stuff and make it happen. And that movie is really brilliant. It really is. It's not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. I'm so happy because, little known fact, this Yorgos was not on the KohOscars ballot for director before this because there was like a tie and a vote or whatever. And then when Jim Green submitted it,
Jim Green's ballot was the tiebreaker to get him in. So he took out Alfonso Cuarón. He took Alfonso Cuarón out for Yorgos.
And then he ended up coming in. It's insane for me.
The story of Best Director for the KohOscars is probably the weirdest, wackiest category, like in terms of nominating and everything of the entire ceremony. I would have gone with Cooper or Coogler. But yeah, I love Yorgos. I like The Lobster more than The Favorite. But that's just my brand of wacky is more sci-fi wacky than period piece wacky. I don't get me wrong, I like The Favorite a lot, but Best Young Actor Actress. The nominees are Rohan Chan, Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle, Julian Dennison, Deadpool 2, Elsie Fisher, 8th Grade, Abby Ryder Fortson, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Thomasin McKenzie, Leave No Trace, Millie Shapiro, Hereditary, and Millicent Simmons, A Quiet Place. And the KohOscar almost unanimously goes to Elsie Fisher, 8th Grade. I think Elsie is the only correct choice to win this one. This is the first year that we have officially introduced this category, and her being the first winner of it is kind of only right. So,
anybody besides one of these nominees would have been fine with me. Elsie Fisher, pretty much, she carries the entire movie, so easily could have been some consideration. Again, we do 7 for the normal Oscars, but I understand why she wasn't. But I'm with you. She deserved it hands down. Oh, what a fitting category for me to announce, even though it didn't go the way I wanted. Best Supporting Actress: Lucy Boynton, Bohemian Rhapsody; Elizabeth Debicki, Widows; Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk; Blake Lively, A Simple Favor; Zoe Saldana, Avengers: Infinity War; Emma Stone, The Favorite; Rachel Weisz, The Favorite. And your winner, same here as it will be tomorrow night. Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk, wins the Oscar. I
Um,
think it's almost unanimous for the Oscars.
Probably for the Oscars, but here it was super, super, super close.
Really?
Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone took each other out. They split the vote because it was Zoe Saldana and Emma Stone tied for second with 5. Rachel Weisz had 4. So if only one of them had gotten nominated, the votes for the other one would have gone to that one, and it would have won. So
I think Emma Stone is fantastic in The Favor, but literally Rachel Weisz is the strongest person in that movie. Um, just to see her overall character arc in that movie is insane. But both, I knew that was going to happen with both of them on there, and I think that's what happening at the Oscars too. If you would have took Emma Stone off the nominations and maybe put Rachel Weisz by herself, it wouldn't split any, and she has a shot. But I think Regina King is the clear choice. I really do. After that movie, she's insane, and it's kind of exciting for her because she's been around Hollywood a ton, but she hasn't been able to do like big like Oscar worthy stuff at times, and to get a shot and to win it, I'm pretty that's pretty awesome.
absolutely. All right, best supporting actor. This was a very contested race. The nominees are Mahershala Ali, Green Book; Timothy Chalamet, Beautiful Boy; Adam Driver, Black Klansman; Sam Elliott, A Star Is Born; Daniel Kaluuya, Widows; Michael B. Jordan, Black Panther; and Sylvester Stallone, Creed 2. And the KohOscar goes to Adam Driver, Black Klansman. Um, it was a 3-way tie, and then it became a 2-way tie between MBJ and Driver. And Mahershala fell out of the 3-way race, and then Driver got the extra vote he needed. So Adam Driver, in a very, very tight race, coming home with his first KohOscar tonight after being
Yeah,
nominated twice.
yeah. Adam Driver is fit. What was he nominated for?
Last year he was nominated for Last Jedi. The year before that he was
Okay,
nominated for First Force Awakens was 2 years before that.
I was afraid to ask, but that's fine. Adam Driver is fantastic in Black Klansman. Um, I think it's kind of shocking that Mahershala didn't win because he is going to win tomorrow, and he's so deserving after watching Green Book. So freaking deserving.
So deserving.
And regardless of what Vigo said, or even though that's one of the controversies, even though Mahershala literally backed up Vigo after what he was said, it's still like this huge controversy out there. Like Vigo and him are two of the most standout performances this year for me after watching Green Book. So I'm not totally. I'm shocked that Mahershala didn't win, but I'm not because the people that the votes that we had, Black Klansman is a very popular film in the community, in our community. So it makes sense why I took it home. So yeah. I'm gonna let you read the first name of for this next actress, and then I'll take the rest just for the butchering sake. Best actress, and the nominees are Caleb.
Yalitza Aparicio, Roma.
You did way better than I could have. Emily Blunt, A Quiet Place. Toni Collette, Hereditary. Olivia Colman, The Favorite. Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born. Elsie Fisher, Eighth Grade. Anna Kendrick, A Simple Favor. And your winner, Toni Collette for Hereditary.
I think this isn't too much of a shock considering like Paul, Chance, Henry, like everyone like was super behind Toni Collette from the beginning, and a lot of people were. Emily Blunt came a very close second, getting leading for A Quiet Place instead of supporting for A Quiet Place, which I think ended up benefiting her more with the switch. Also, I think she's more of a lead performance in A Quiet Place than a supporting. She has more screen time than Krasinski. But of the nominees, I think Gaga was another strong contender, but Toni Collette walking away with it makes sense. There's a lot of support for her.
I really like Olivia Colman, but that's not a shocker from my end. I would have given it to her. Um, but yeah, I mean, it took. I haven't seen Hereditary, so I can't really touch on it. I know I have to, but yeah. So it's not a shocker because of the community view for it. So yeah,
All right, Best Actor, and the nominees are Christian Bale, Vice; Jeff Bridges, Bad Times at the El Royale; John Cho, Searching; Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born; Ethan Hawke, First Reformed; Michael B. Jordan, Creed 2; and Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody. And the KohOscar goes to Rami Malek, Bohemian
don't stop
Rhapsody.
me now.
He's
I'm
gonna win the
having a
Oscar
good
tomorrow.
time.
He's
Having
gonna
a
win
good.
the Oscar tomorrow. He has to.
Oh, 100% agree with you. Regardless what you feel about the movie, if you literally watch clips of Mercury and Malik, they emulate themselves so much. I don't care that he didn't sing. That does not hold a weight at all for me. He literally embodied Mercury and carried it throughout that entire movie. I think the closest ones you can probably give to is Christian Bale because he literally embodied um, Dick Cheney. Um, I like Bradley Cooper's performance. Don't get me wrong. I think he should have been in the director's thing. His acting's good, but it's literally just a singer. You know, the real star of that movie is Lady Gaga. It just is. So Rami, I hope takes it home tomorrow night. I think he definitely deserves it. I can't wait to see his quirky acceptance speech because gosh knows it's going to happen. But yeah, hands down.
All right, best picture, the moment we've all been waiting for. Want to just trade one off?
That's fine.
All right, best picture. The nominees are Avengers: Infinity War,
Bad Times at the El Royale,
Black Klansman,
Bohemian Rhapsody,
Creed 2,
The Favorite,
Mission Impossible: Fallout,
A Quiet Place,
Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse,
Star is Born, and your winner, Caleb.
Avengers: Infinity War. This was another tightly contested race. It was a three-way tie at one point between Black Klansman, Spider-Verse, and Infinity War. But knowing this community, knowing what we all like, love, and unanimously, I think Infinity War was the movie that we all kind of were like, this is a fantastic movie. And it's fun fact, the first superhero film to win Best Picture at the KohOscars. So there you go. We made history before the Oscars did, and we did it in 4 years. So yeah, good for us. Pat on the back. If Spider-Verse had won, it would have been the first superhero movie and first animated movie to win Best Picture at the Oscars. So at least we're breaking barriers quickly. But yeah, this is not my pick for Best Picture. I had 3 movies in the race that I would have rather it seen go to before Infinity War, which were Bad Times, Creed 2, or Spider-Verse, which I liked more than Infinity War, but I understand, and I'm not upset. It's my fourth favorite movie of the year.
I would have went favorite, of course. But surprisingly, after seeing, I'm a little upset that Green Book's not on there because after watching it, I wish I would have watched it sooner because that movie is really good. But I would have went favorite Bohemian Rhapsody or Star is Born of the ones up there. Again, I want the crazy pick. I would love Creed 2.
That would have been so awesome. Creed 2 walking away with Best Picture. After Creed didn't win Best Picture at the first one, losing to The Martian, I think it'd been fun to see it win the second one.
So yeah, it was a fun. It's fun. We're gonna. I guess I'll let you tell them, whoever's watching or watches this later, what we're doing tomorrow night because that's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, tomorrow night, starting hopefully promptly at about 7:30 Eastern. About 30 minutes before the actual Oscars, we'll have the live stream set up. We'll make last quick predictions during the pre-show, and we'll be live streaming our reaction to the Oscars. Me and Cody did this last year over on Full Metal. It was really fun. If you remember last year, I was watching with my laptop, and I had the giant circle of food that I showed with pizza and brisk iced tea and food to last me 5 hours. I'm doing that again. So if you want to watch the KohOscars live stream and watch us yell at some categories, we're doing that tomorrow starting at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Oscars start at 8. Eastern Standard Time. We will be here, me, Cody. Who knows who else might show up? Kane might show up for a minute. You don't even know. There's no host for the Oscars. There's 2 dumbass hosts for the KohOscars. This is going to be a blast. So if you want to hang out with us, you want someone to, hang out with during the Oscars, turn on the KohOscars live stream episode 3 tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern, right here, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, right here on Multiplex Entertainment. Cody, anything you want to say before we take this thing home?
Gucci.
All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow when we watch the Oscars together right here on Multiplex. Thank you all for watching. We will see you all tomorrow.